Hey, what's going on out there, you guys? It's your girl, Pretty Sexy Jar the Brand, aka Stunner Assassin. And of course, you know, your girl is back for another review slash recap of She Hustle Chicago, which is on the Tronics Network, and you guys can download today. Okay, with a host of plans and memberships that you can sign up for, and some new things that they're just adding on to the Tronics website. So you can type in www.tronicsnetwork.com. Baby, you can sign up, look at all the great things Tronics has going on. But y'all, we are finna get into She Hustle Chicago, episode 3, baby. Okay. Y'all been blowing up my last two reviews, so I decided I was gonna hop on, jump on, and do episode 3 before we get into episode 4 and 5. Baby. Also, I would like to thank all of the ladies that have been showing me love on social media and liking and retweeting my posts, reposting my posts. Thank you so much for the cast of She Hustle Chicago. I appreciate you ladies so much as a Mississippi girl. So yes, y'all. As we get into episode 3 of She Hustle Chicago, which is titled Your Net Worth Your Net Worth. Okay, episode 3. Your network is your net worth. Okay, well, let's see what the ladies finna give in the shot. So yes, y'all. As we get on into She Hustle Chicago, episode 3, your net worth is your net worth. And baby, we get in with our girl, Miss Monet. And baby, she is at her shop. And baby, you know it must be payday because the girls is coming to drop off a old nasty coin at the front desk. And Monet said, "Oh, is this for me?" And you know, she took her cash and her um employee caught up, did a little chitting and chatting, and then the next thing you know, baby, our girl Day Jones come walking into the building, and they just like, oh my gosh, girl, you know I've never been here before, I've never seen it. It looks so beautiful on this inside. You know our girl Day is coming in with nothing but love, and you know the girl's looking good, baby. I did not know Miss Mona had that big wagon up on her, baby. That thing had turned around and said, bum 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 bum. But you know. Our girl mama said she needs to, have a seat, sit down with Miss Day Jones, so they can catch up and get to talking and cheating and chatting. And baby, as soon as they sit down, our girl Monet, before she gets the liquor pouring, baby starts to spill the tea, and she tells our girl Day Jones that hey, that she had to put somebody up out of one of her suites in her shop because they was acting like they didn't want to pay, like they didn't want to get the money, like when it was supposed to be due, and want to come in the shop when they want to come in the shop, and she's just expressing her frustration as a business owner and an entrepreneur, in which I can completely understand. You have a business, you know how the business has to be ran, and the people that come join your team also know how it has to be ran. So it's like if they can't come in playing, they got to be on all their P's and Q's at all times. But as they are talking, our girl Day Jones shares with Miss Mona, but she hasn't made it to the area of her business yet. Now, she had to let a few people go, leave business or I mean leave her business or something. But she said she ain't been through like through just that, just having to put somebody out. But she was like, girl, you may need to drink more than me. And then, our girl Day asked this Mona about, someone trying to set her house on fire, and our girl Mona goes into spilling the details, baby. And when I say, she's like, she was at church doing God's work, baby, and this man came to her house and set this thing on fire, was trying to burn her house down while trying to break in. Baby, that cat got some to it. Do you hear me? And she said she's doing all good. She's getting that whole situation taken care of. And then, our girl Day um opens up to Miss Mona, about what's been going on in her life with, her tea, her bops, and her situation. And, she does open up to Miss Mona and expresses, about her losing her ex, her child's father. Um, and just how it's been navigating and how a lot of things depend and rely on her and how she is like the breadwinner. It has to be on 10 at all times. And when I say on 10, I mean on 10 on her business and just what she does and how she moves in these streets because, she does have a daughter and, managing and being an artist and being an entrepreneur, it has a lot to go into wearing the caps. And, her sitting down with Miss Monet, I feel like gave them both the equal opportunities to just see each other and understand each other's point of view as ladies within the business. Oh, and they trying to hook, one of the girls up because they was like, everybody been having these crazy relation situations. And I'm like, girl, let's wait, let's keep being bosses. So yes, y'all. As we get into our next scene with our girl Miss Rosalind, baby, she is Miss Hustle herself, baby, pretty weave, get into it. But Miss Rosalind is out with her mom and one of her business partners and good friend, Miss Dr. Princess, which is Dr. Princess, and baby, they're talking about nonprofit, and Miss Rosalind is talking about getting into the nonprofit because her mom um Stacy Polo G also has one, and so does Miss Princess. And Miss Princess is actually getting ready to open up a brand new nonprofit for the youth within Chicago. And she had Miss Rosalind and Miss Stacy to go with her. And baby, just seeing all the hard work that they're doing and how it's coming together. They're looking at one of her buildings and they're just walking around. And I mean, this is what bossmanship is. This is what entrepreneurship is. It's like building financial wealth and making it continue to grow and continue to flourish and just staying in the place where Miss Ronisha is. Miss Ronisha is and seeing her with her mom and Miss Princess and seeing how things are working out, baby. She hustles Chicago. Y'all surely know how to get a girl to forgive the feels because like this is a very beautiful moment and just to hear about what these ladies are doing for their cities and what they're doing with their nonprofits, I say cheers. Hey, so y'all, as we get to our next scene, baby, it is our girl, Miss Day Jones, and she is having a meeting with her manager, Dix. And baby, her and Dix them in the business. Well, Dix them in the business so some time, and baby, he is making some things shake, and he's in this production, creative space, and Dage is like, Dave's like, he really knows her. He was her manager, and they always working. He's always working on something, and them having this meeting and her just being able to talk. He's checking in, just see, what she got planned next, what's been going on with her, and her next stage is, and I think that's really, really dope and really, really deep that we get to see our boss have to sit down and talk to people that she and know the business like she know the business. Also, we find out Miss Day Jones is, going into the tax business. So y'all know tax season's coming around. So if you need your taxes done, you need to holler at my girl Miss Day Jones in the Chicago, okay? And we find out about an artist that she worked with before named Cash, and them coming back together, and that Cash has a really strong vision as an artist, and that she has a vision for Cash as an artist. But she says she is definitely looking to get back into the creative space in the space of opening things back up and making sure people know what's popping in the city and just making sure the next level of the next level ladies of entrepreneurs that are coming out of the city of Chicago understand the true hustle and the meaning of the word. Boom, baby. Okay, and so we find out that Day Jones is also working with another artist that she used to work with named Pretty Leah. They came out at the same time and they really took the notches up for the city of Chicago. And she said her girl Pretty Leah called her and said she was getting signed, and she wanted, of course, Miss Day Jones to come through and style her because she knew Day knew. you know what she was gonna give, what she liked to give, what she needed to show for the people, and it's just such a great moment for Miss Day Jones to see her artists as they develop and as they continue to grow, and how they're becoming as artists within the industry. It is just very lovely to see, and Miss Day Jones is very much about her business, especially when it comes to working with the ladies in the city. I really, really like that, Day Jones. Keep going, Miss Day. But yes, yes, y'all. As we go from that scene to our next scene, baby, we are with our girl, Miss Glizzy Glow, baby. You already know. And Glizzy is going to her A&R publishing meeting with her manager in the team. And baby, Glizzy sits down at the table. She said, "Oh, y'all thought I was playing about me going back to school, huh?" She was like, "Nah, you see, I'm going." And seeing Glizzy, like I said before, still being focused on being an artist, but also having a backup plan, I think is really, really a very dope move of Glizzy. And not saying that she does not believe in herself, but she is an independent artist. When the show was being filmed, because I heard here recently she got signed to Interscope Records. So congratulations to you, Glizzy. But at this time, Glizzy was like, baby, the hustle, the music coming, but I still gotta be focused about my life. I still gotta be real about situations that are happening in my daily circumstance and situation. And I think her manager and her team is like really listening and understanding where she's coming from. But you know, as an artist, I think Glizzy has her vision. I think she sees where her career is going and the direction it's going. And her being a star is definitely in lights. I can see it because, like I said, she going to school. She making music. She's still doing what she got to do in her everyday life, and still making it to the meetings. Still making it to the point where, hey, I'm showing up, and this is who I am, and you got to understand where I'm at and how I'm moving and how things are shifting and moving. You know, and you gotta give her that. You gotta give her props for that. Glizzy really just showing like if you're an artist and you want to make it, you definitely gotta always have another plan on top of a plan on top of a plan. And I think it's cool that she has a team and they believe in her, and they see where she's coming from and her vision. But just seeing how it is for independent artists, this is really this is really interesting. Thank you, She Hustle. Thank y'all so much because like I would have never thought about any of these things, these factors, especially when Glizzy is in this meeting and she's hearing from each member of her team and how they're projecting and saying, well, not projecting, but saying where they can see her career going, how things are going in her career, what are the next stages, what are the next plans, what are the next moves. Listen, Glizzy. So yes, yes, y'all, as we go to our next scene, baby, it is our girl, Miss Pretty Hair Boss herself. And baby, we get to see her ponytail product. She said she's had it in the work for about 3 years. So she started in 2015. And then in 2020, baby, they did over 100K in sales being sold out. And we see our girl, Miss Pretty Hair Boss, just going around, saying she wants her products in major stores. We also see some major influencers using her products like Miss Bernice. If you do not know, please look up who Bernice is, baby, because the body's always banging. Mother's always tea. Fur. And we get to see how good the product is, and she just tells us how good and strong the product has been, and since she's been using it, and baby, it's just giving a vibe. And we get to see our girl, Pretty Hair Boss, say how she's just really been working on this, and that the fight has never stopped, and that she's gonna continue her grind in the hair business and doing what she's doing. And I love to see that because guess what, baby? To start a product and then watch it develop and watch it grow and watch it blossom is such a beautiful thing. And I think just to see Pretty Hair Boss do that in her own lane is a great thing to see, and I love it. But y'all, as we go from that scene to our next scene. And yes, yes, y'all. So how we closing this thing out, baby? We're at the toy drive, baby. And our girl Day Jones is there, Miss Ronisha. And baby, the ladies is popping out, showing up for good causes, good times. And it's just good to see the people actually, mixing and mingling and seeing everybody enjoy each other. And it's just what I love to see, especially in this show, in the She Hustle Chicago. You ladies have done a fantastic job, and I hope you ladies just keep up the great work. I cannot wait for season two. But y'all, it has been your girl, Pretty Sexy Jara, the brand, aka Stoner Sex. And until next time, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And please, whatever y'all do, tag Tronics, the Tronics Network, tag the ladies of She Hustle. Get your girl out there. Bye, y'all.